Hey guys, Ralph's Automotive. I haven't made a video in a while. I've been kind of slowing it down a bit. This car here, we've seen before. I figured bring you along, but I was actually going to do some more, should I say, testing on it, but it didn't take a whole lot. Actually, the complaint on the car now is this is a Chevy Cruze, and like I said, it's one of my regular cars. You probably know, seen it in other videos. I'm not going to do a big introduction on it, but anyway, what I was looking for is coolant leak, because they've been filling up the coolant like every week. And I looked on top a little bit. I glanced at it. I figured, well, what the heck? I'm going to go underneath, see if I can find a drip on it. And sure enough, one hard to spot. I hadn't done anything as far as checked it out. I figured, well, why not bring you all along? We'll get underneath of here, and I don't know if I need to take this on a tripod or not. I don't know if we can see it or not. So basically, up there, let's see, get orientation here. I'm on the wrong side here. Up there is a fitting, and if you look, there's a wet spot that comes sort of off the manifold. So actually what I'm going to do is lower the vehicle back down. Sorry about the camera shaking. I'm going to lower the vehicle back down because, like I said, it didn't take a whole lot to put my finger up there, and sure enough, it wasn't oil. This thing is oily, pretty oily as well. But anyway, long story short, this was not oil, that was water. So that being said, we're going to go straight back down. It's almost a waste to even raise it, to be truthful about it. Of course, like I said, don't know what's wrong with it yet. We'll find out together. Well, I'm going to try not to shake too awful much and get you kind of in there. So over here, this fitting is what I think the culprit is, and that's a double. It doubles up. It is a bypass hose, goes to the reservoir right there, comes out here, and or not this one, sorry, but it clips on the manifold, and I think we're leaking in the fitting. It's going to be hard for me to do anything with that. Fat fingers, I can't get that done and hold the camera at the same time. I don't know. Yeah, it's one of push type fittings. They're sometimes a booger to get off, sometimes they're really easy. But anyway, I'm gonna put the camera back in the stand. Really, in all honesty, I don't think that I would ever be able to show that on camera, but that O-ring right here is really extremely decayed. I'd say it's a matter of an O-ring leak, and we can match that up with a metric O-ring. At least I'm thinking it's a metric O-ring. Yeah, that would be, I think this is going to be easy to see if we can get that to focus. You see that, I can't hold still enough, but you see how that O-ring is all flared up. Whoa! But it's all kind of flared up and rough looking. I think it's pretty safe to say that that is in fact the problem. So we'll try to match that up with a new O-ring and replace that O-ring, and not gonna take anything or take a chance on anything. We are going to pressure test the system. and make sure that we're not going to be leaking afterwards. Don't want repeat anything we do. Oh, that's way out of focus then. But anyway, let me grab some O-rings here. I was actually gonna look for a little bit better O-ring, but couldn't find it in the Vuitton series. If you don't know what that is, I'm not going to go into a whole detail on that now. It's just a better O-ring. Yeah, these O-rings kind of fell around. They got mixed up on the let's see, it looks let's see, P12. I don't, it does look like a P9. Don't take my word for it. That does resemble it. So we're going to go with it. Use this. This is a metric O-ring. Guys, I buy these O-rings here, Harbor Freight. I mean, I guess they hold up. They're just these here are just a nitrile, and hope there ain't gonna be no problems. We'll put this on here and see if we can't make this happen. That, yeah, it does look like that's going to fit actually pretty snug. We'll give that a go and and don't worry, it ain't going to contaminate anything. No, a bunch of you guys have panicked. Oh, whoa, no, don't do that. You can't do that. I'm putting a little bit of lube on here. No, I am not contaminating anything. It's just so that O-ring slides in there much better, and generally you put a little lube on it, gives it a good seal. That snuck right on in there. We'll clip it back into the intake. And dual purpose, when I said that earlier, I meant it doubles up as a heater hose for the intake and also overflow. Yeah, I climbed up on the ladder to get to my O-rings. I got a little crazy with placing stuff on top of the shelf there. Turn that heater off. Got the door open and the heat running. That's always good. Make more money that way. And of course that was a joke. So I cut a bunch of the footage out, and the reason I did that is because it's a bunch of me swearing, because I actually got mad about the coolant pressure test kit. So bear with me, doing a little bit of review on something else. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. Got interrupted there. As you well, for those of you that watch the channel, you know that frequently, do the Harbor Freight tools and all that good stuff. I've had this coolant kit that I got from Harbor Freight. You know, I bought one of them, tried them out. I've had it for a little while, but as far as if you're the Mr. Fixer Upper yourself, and you might use a kit like that once or twice or three, 4 times, whatever it is, this may be worth the money, but to be honest, having gone over there, bought the kit, and basically having to go over there again. Let me back up on that. I guess what I'm getting at, the long and the short of it, I'm pretty good about using their tools, and trying them out and testing them. And I normally don't lie about it. I don't want to tell somebody, oh, that's junk, don't buy it. No, I'm not going to say it's junk, but I'm going to tell you, I've had several problems with the tool in the past, and there's pump problem, there has been problem with it leaking down, and this time around, I've had a problem with getting it to seal in this particular reservoir. So what I just did, ended up going to the neighboring town and actually purchased me a new kit. This one here is a power built, rather pricey. I understand that the average do-it-yourselfer is not going to go and buy this kit. I get that. That's probably not in a lot of people's budget, but anyway, for if you're doing it for professional use, I highly recommend get something a little bit better. I hope this is better. It sure had a price tag as if it should be better. This one here is a power built, and it, by the way, it has a built-in chart and operating manual built into the case. You can't lose it. This one here is model number 940427. If anybody is interested, this 22-piece kit. Looks like it does have a lot of the adapters in it that is needed. I guess I'll get you all a shot of that. Got, of course, quite a few that the other one don't have. It's got these, and then it's got the other cabs and the manual, and also the identification chart. It's all built into the case. It's what looks like it's riveted in, so stand a chance not to lose that. It is what it is. I like to do reviews every now and then, be honest about it. There's a lot of stuff from Harbor Freight that I use. I haven't, I've never had problems with, and there's some stuff, that I say it just, like the coolant test kit. It's been disappointing for me, and therefore, it cost me time and time, when you're in a shop that wants to make money, for the work that you do, time is money. It's just that simple. So I don't, I just don't. I cannot sit here in good conscience and tell you go ahead and buy that kit. The kit is worth getting. It's not. It's just not feasible to have that kit. Anyway, get back to this situation here on hand. What did I put on there? I don't even remember now. Put 15 psi on it, and it's been holding as I've had it on there for a little while before I actually turn the camera on. I'll go ahead and give it a little bit of suds. Soapy water, basically. Make sure we don't have anything bubbling. And I can only imagine that before it was probably coming out pretty good. I mean, it didn't look like, it looked like it had, the O-ring was quite wore on it, so it looked pretty bad. It does look like the Harbor Freight does have basically the same type of hookup. There's some stuff in here that is slightly different from what's in the other kit there. Just to touch up on it a little bit more. So there's actually some stuff that we might be able to use that will work. You know, not all of the stuff in there is just bad. It's just when you use the kit, like the last couple of times I've used the kit, you know, and every time you try to use the kit, something is not working. You know, it's time to upgrade, or you know. And oh, by the way, I guess I should have said that in the first place. I did not say that. Did I mention that? When you can also rent this kit. You don't have to buy that. I think they're $239 to rent, so that's of course an option. This is actually supposed to be a loaner tool. This one here, when I picked it up at the local parts store, you know, that's the only way that I'll be able to get anything today local. Funny thing is, you know, I have this one here. I got a Buick Regal out there that's also got a coolant leak, so I got to do it right after I'm doing this one here, ironically enough. So you know, hopefully I can get some of the money back on the kit, you know, that I just bought. If not, it'll be there in the future. Hopefully this one here will last a little bit longer. Anyway, getting back to this, I mean, this is not leaking, so I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a fix. This one here had a message on the message center. It was actually displaying that the car is too hot, so it was stopped in time. At least I think so. I hope so. I went ahead and did my fill. I mean, not gonna put that in the video. We've got I think quite a few videos already where I use that tool. You know, basically pull vacuum, get that system filled up under vacuum, and that's the best way to go about it. You know, sometimes it takes a little bit to get things going again, but this car here ready to get warmed up. And a matter of fact, I gotta go, well, I should go drive it, but I'm gonna let the customer take care of it. I'm fairly confident that we did in fact fix the issue. So, guys, I'm gonna end the video right here. I appreciate you guys watching. You know, I appreciate all you guys that have subscribed to the channel. No, I don't do, you know, as was mentioned before to me, you know, I don't do a lot of electronic diagnostic testing. I get that, you know, I do a lot of, I do quite a bit of mobile stuff, but a lot of times I don't feel like I'm not that good at it. I get it done. I always get it done. I never not fix a vehicle. Not that good at it, and I frankly don't get a lot of it in the first place. This here, you know, the repair, I'm gonna add that in there. You know, not everything on these automobiles is straightforward as some people want to make it out to be. You know, there is a lot of technique, and you know, you get helpful tips in the repair videos as well. And you know, when somebody says something about diagnostics and they're looking for electronic diagnostics, well, guys, I'm going to tell you, this is diagnostic too. You know, this is mechanical diagnostics. It's essentially no different than your electronic diagnostics. It seems like a lot of people nowadays, they want the electronics diagnostic part, but not the mechanical part of it. And I think they both have their place. You know, and I know that there is a ton of videos out there that go through some of the stuff and the way various shops go about testing it. You know, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how you do it. You know, if you're good with, if you're a professional, if you're good with how much you're making, more power to you. You know, if you have a good way to do something, more power to you. It, like I said, at the end of the day, it's up to the shop. If they feel good about it and they get it fixed, you know, for me, it's about getting the customer's car repaired, not anything else. You know, the rest of it is secondary. Getting the customer's car repaired, which I always do. I'll never send a car out here that is not 100% fixed. You know, sometimes there is issues. Everybody has them, whether they admit it or not. You know, there is some comebacks that just cannot be helped. And I can say that about 95% of the comebacks is related to something else. You know, and always going to add something, or I'm going to say something else that gets overlooked a whole lot. You know, it's painfully obvious that sometimes the customer comes in there, you know, and they tell us about an issue. They get that, we take care of that issue, and then later on, well, you didn't see this and this it was broke or was breaking or whatever. No, that's not how it works. You know, one complaint, one charge. You know, we're not going to, as a mechanic doing this for a living, you don't get into a vehicle and start dissecting every little bit of that vehicle. You know, as an automotive shop, we're going to look for the obvious, obviously, since that is something we can sell to the customer, something extra that we can sell to the customer. A lot of people won't admit that neither, but that's the way it is. You know, but a fine line is being drawn where you're going to sell stuff that's needed or not needed.